Welcome back to the False Prophet channel, and this is Brother Jacob, and this is the False Prophet channel where we get Islam exposed and the false prophet of Islam, Muhammad, exposed on a regular basis. In tonight's segment, or today, rather, depending on what time you'll be viewing this, we're going to have a little fun. And today we'll be discussing the comment section on YouTube and how things get heated between Muslims and Christians. But primarily, we will be focusing on the silly logic of Muslims. Now, I don't know about some of you, but every single time I engage a Muslim, they have the most stupidest, dumbest, irrational logic that you have ever seen in your life. And I don't know if it's because they know that Islam is a lie, and because they know it's a lie, they have to come up with silly, ridiculous responses. It's like sometimes the things they say, it leaves you in a position where you be like, how do I respond to this? Because these be like men in their 30s and 40s and 50s, and you would think they would have more common sense than what they portray. And a particular Muslim he goes by the name of Muslim Warrior. He's actually a little girl. He's a coward. I call him the Muslim cheerleader. You know, all of these Muslims, they have a loud bark, but they don't have no bite. They just little puppies. None of them will call in and challenge. Like David Wood left a challenge for the Muslims. He said, Muslims, show me one verse in the Quran that says the Bible is corrupted. Not one Muslim was able to step up to the plate. Even this coward that you see, Muslim coward, that goes by the name of Muslim Warrior, I even challenged this coward to a debate, but he loves to go back and forth with me in the comment section, but he doesn't have the kahunas. He doesn't have the testicles, the balls to challenge me on a live Skype debate because he know that he will get demolished. He can say, Inshallah, Allahu Akbar before he comes on. Any topic that he wanted to discuss, he will get smashed. And this is what the Muslims know. And in this episode, I'm going to show you an example of one of the most stupidest comments that I have ever seen in my life. Let's show you. Let me show you. Now, how we got to this point is I noticed him referring to, we were going back and forth about this silly hadith about Allah speaking to a womb, and the womb was talking to Allah. Let me show you that real fast. And this is something that he probably wouldn't want to bring up himself because it's too embarrassing. And he had no answer for it. So he kept avoiding to answer it because he's a little coward. Let's see if I can find that comment. Let me show you this comment so I can show you how the conversation began. I mean, this guy he's hilarious, man. And these Muslims, they just show you how ignorant they are, man. And I think, see, the thing is, they know that Islam does not stand a chance because they know that the Quran says that that Allah sent down the books that we have. So it leaves them in an awkward position. Like, if they say that the Bible is not true, and at the same time, the Quran says that Allah sent down the Injil and the Torah, and then there's a hadith where Muhammad is actually swearing upon the Torah, and he told the Jews to judge by the Torah. And not only that, the Quran, it labels the Christians and the Jews the people of the book. So with all of this going on, it leaves the Muslims in a position where they don't know how to defend, all of that evidence that's against them. So it leaves them in a position where they end up just giving you the most silliest answers ever. For instance, let me show you the debate or the discussion. I don't call it a debate because to me, a debate is when someone responds with logic and rationale, not just stupid Abdul responses like Muslim warrior, Muslim cheerleader. He even called me the N-word because he got frustrated because I was getting the best of him in the back and forth. So he called me the N-word. Let's show you the comment that really got him ticked off. Let's show you. This is the comment that really got him upset. Now, this is what I said to him. At Muslim Warrior, have you been fighting? He told me, because in one of the comments he said that Muslims, they fight to the death, and then I clowned him for that. Where's that comment at? Right here. He said, but my beach, I am still not letting you off with the videos that I showed you about the horse being merciful and saving its baby. Don't think I will leave you alone, Abdul. And then they try to, they don't like when we call them Abdul. So they try to call us Abdul because that really gets under their skin. That's why I always call him Abdul. They don't like that. So let me show you the okay, this is how I responded to his comment about, and then I'm gonna show you the stupid comment that he left. This is how I responded to his comment about Muslims. He said something about us Muslims don't give up, we fight to the death. And this is how I responded back to him. I wrote, at Muslim Warrior, have you been fighting since the first womb, Abdul? Read, fool, a talking womb. For those who don't know, there's a little hadith that the Muslims don't like you to know about stuff like this. It's a little stupid hadith where a womb is talking to Allah. That's right, a womb, W-O-M-B, is talking to Allah. After Allah created everything, it's this womb that stood up. Well, let's just read it. I said, have you been fighting since the first womb, Abdul? Read, fool, a talking womb. The first uterus Allah created spoke and made a deal with him. Let's break this down. And this is from Sahih Bukhari, Volume 9, Book 93, blah, blah, blah. Narrated Abu Hurairah, Allah's apostle said, Allah created the creation, and when he finished from his creation, the Ram, womb, got up, and Allah said to it, stop, what do you want? And it said, at this place I seek refuge with you from all those who sever the ties of kinship. Allah said, would you be pleased that I will keep good relation with the one who will keep good relation with you, and I will sever the relation with the one who will sever the relation with you? It said, yes, O my Lord. Allah said to it, that is for you. And then Abu Hurairah recited the verse, would you then, if you were given the authority, do mischief in the land and sever your ties of kinship? Then I left a lot of emojis, and this is why. This is the question I asked him. I said, whose womb was it that was talking, Abdul? And I have the Ibn Kathir on this too, and it's even worse in the interpretation. LOL, I beat you to the punch, Abdul. So whose womb is this, Abdul? I thought Eve was the first woman, Abdul. So obviously, Adam wasn't the first human, LOL. This talking womb was the first human. And it stood up, so it had legs, and it was talking. So did it have a brain, Abdul? This is absolutely stupid. And it's not a metaphor, because he will try to say, oh, it's a metaphor. You know how these Muslims do. And it's not a metaphor. It's literal, Abdul. I already know that's what you will say. Or you will say, but it doesn't say that, CP. It doesn't say that, Jacob. It doesn't say that. And Allah's supposed to be God. Then why was he asking his creation if it would be pleased, Abdul, when he is God, supposedly? Read, Abdul, because, well, let me keep reading. Read, Abdul, and then I read the question that the womb, this is the question the womb had asked. It said, this is what Allah asked the womb. It said, would you be pleased that I will keep good relation with the one who will keep good relation with you, and I will sever the relation with the one who will sever the relation with you? So if it said, no, I wouldn't be pleased, then what would Allah say, Abdul? Okay. And I asked him, I said, so if you see, Allah asked the womb a question. He said, would you be pleased that I will keep good relation with the one who will keep good relation with you, and I will sever the relation with the one who will sever the relation with you? So what I asked the Abdul, I said, so if the womb would have told Allah, no, I wouldn't be pleased, then how would Allah follow that up? Do y'all get the point that I'm making? Then I said, would he have to please his creation? And I thought creation is supposed to submit to the will of Allah and not the other way around, Abdul. And you Muslims always say, if Yahweh knows everything, then why did he ask Adam, where are you? How many of you have heard the Muslims say that? They say, how can God in the Bible be all-knowing, but when you read the story in Genesis, he asked Adam, where are you? So now I discovered this hadith where you have this talking womb and Allah is asking the questions. So now the Muslims, they have to throw Allah away, because that's what they have been saying to us all of this while. They say, God asked Adam a question, but how is he all knowing, but yet he is asking questions? So now, Abdul, you have to throw Allah away. Boom, busted. You see? And I said, and that's supposedly, okay. Then I said, and I thought creation is supposed to submit to the will of Allah. But as you see, Allah was asking the womb would something please it, something that if he did, would it please the womb, and not the other way around. And you Muslims always say, if Yahweh knows everything, then why did he ask Adam, where are you? And that supposedly is getting us busted. So if that's getting us busted, then you may as well leave Islam, Abdul, because if Allah is all knowing, then why did he ask a question to his creation, Abdul? Read again, fool. Would you be pleased that I will keep good relation with the one who will keep good relation with you, and I will never sever the relation with the one who will sever the relation with you? He asked a question, but he is Allah. So shouldn't he know, like you Muslims tell us? Busted, Abdul. Flat out busted. I told you, Abdul, You Muslims should have listened to Muhammad. He said, don't write any hadiths on him except the Quran. Now you Muslims are paying the price, having to constantly make up excuses for these stupid hadiths. If I was a Muslim, which would never happen, I would be Quran only. These hadiths are major fuck ups. I would hate to be in your position, Abdul, but Muhammad warned you, don't write any hadiths about me other than Quran. Yeah, I know it's getting real heated, ain't it, Abdul? I told you, boy, you done woke up a beast in me. I told you, boy, you should have left me alone and went about your business. You see? And it kept going and it kept going. I'm just showing you this to show you, you know, how the logic of these Muslims, okay? Now let me show you. So throughout the duration of, now we're going to get on another subject, and this is very interesting. Throughout the duration, we had, then he addressed something about the womb. He said, my beach, still, if your God can make a donkey speak in human language, then my God can also the womb to speak. That's the only thing he wanted to address. He didn't want to go into the deepness of it because he knew that he had no way out of it. You see, these Muslims are cowards. And this guy, who I don't even respect, because I don't respect any man like a Muslim cheerleader, this guy that you see who follows a child molester and who promotes child molestation. Because in these Muslim countries, they marry little children. They have no problem with it. And Muhammad was a child molester. And this guy who you see, he follows a pedophile. So he's just as sick as Muhammad. I don't even know why a man would want to follow a man who married a 6-year-old girl. Like these are the type of people we're dealing with. So this is how I responded. I responded to him when he said, my beach, still, if your God can make a donkey speak in human language, then my God can also cause the womb to speak to him. But that's when I got him busted. You see, he referred to Allah as a him. So he sparked another conversation in my mind, you know, because I'm a real deep thinker, as you all can already tell. If you go through my videos, you see that I really analyze things down to the T, and I like to connect the dots about everything. So this is how I responded to him. I said, and I noticed something, Abdul, and you're going to see the most dumbest response ever that he gave me. I mean, the most stupidest response ever. But let me read first. And I noticed, this is what I told him. I said, and I noticed something, Abdul. You called your God a him, but hold up, Abdul. A him, everybody hear this, a him refers to a created male being located within time and space, Abdul. So how is Allah referred to as a him when he is supposed to be unlike anything in creation? So why are you calling Allah a male pronoun? Busted, Abdul. I thought Allah had no gender and he is not like anything within time and space. Then why are you using words made for usage in time and space to refer to something outside of time and space that no word can define? That means, Abdul, it's impossible to use any word to relate to Allah because all words were created for usage within time and space. So when you call Allah a him, you are actually committing shirk, Abdul, because you are referring to Allah with the same pronouns that humans refer to each other with. Boom. Like, for instance, I will say, example, I saw him yesterday, but that makes sense because I'm referring to a male, another human. But since Allah is not a man or thing, then calling him a him is bringing Allah down to the same level as calling an ordinary person a him. So you mean to tell me, Abdul, that Allah, with all his splendor and majesty and 99 names, you know how they do. You mean to tell me that Allah, with all his splendor and majesty, can be summed up as a simple him? But I thought he was above the pronouns of his creation. So when you say him, Abdul, who are you talking about? Because it can't be Allah, because Allah is non-physical and outside of all that exists in time and space. So why are you degrading your God by saying him? Jews don't even say the name of God. So you mean to tell me Jews have more respect for God's name than you Muslims? And they don't even make the stupid claim that God is outside of time and space. Now you will say, but I didn't say that, CP. Or you will say, in the Quran, him means something different. Or you will say, but it don't say that, CP. I didn't say him. I wrote him, but it doesn't mean him in the Arabic. Any stupid old excuse. And then I start, just clowning him and making, laughing remarks. And then guess what? He did exactly what I expected him to do. And look at this stupid response he gave. He said, don't be a beach, Abdul. Objects in Arabic can be referred to masculine and feminine, although they have no gender. Means this thing is used for masculine. Your own God, Yahweh, is referred to a he. Psalms 121:4. Indeed, he who watches over Israel will neither slumber nor sleep. You're busted. Do you see that? And this is what I responded to him. I just want y'all to see the logic that they employ, man. They are so stupid. And look what I told him. I said, I know my God is a he, Abdul. How is this a busted? Jesus is God and he is a he. I'm about to make a video using your comment to show how stupid you are. This fool said busted because your God is a he when Jesus is a he and we worship him as a God. And the Father is a he. And this fool said busted. Then I told him I'm going to title my video The Donkey of the Day and saying he affects your religion, not mine, Abdul. You guys are the one who say Allah has no gender. Everybody is going to laugh at your comment. So and look at his comment. He said, don't be a beach, Abdul. Objects in Arabic can be referred to masculine and feminine, although they have no gender. So basically he's saying that Allah is an object. This fool got himself busted. So basically he's saying Allah is an object. So he's telling you that his God is made out of wood or stone. And to get him busted even further, the reason why we know that Allah is referred to as a man, because the verse in the Quran, and I'm not going to go to it, but you know the one I'm talking about. It says that if Allah wanted to have a son, then he would take one of the houris from amongst ourselves, which is a whole nother subject in itself, because if Allah is saying he would take a houri, that's a whole nother subject, from among ourselves, that means he placed himself he put himself on the same level as the houris. You get it? Because when you say ourselves, you group yourself with the rest of the bunch. Like if I say me, like if I say our team won the game. That means when I say our, I'm including myself with the rest of the bunch. So yeah, that's what, so If Allah said, how can he have a son if he doesn't have a wife, or they may say a concubine or a pastime, then how is Allah not a man when they say Allah is a he, when he is saying, how can I have a son if I don't have a wife? Because the opposite of a man is what? A woman. And it really says a pastime or a girlfriend. He's saying, how can I have a son if I don't have a girlfriend? I'm Allah, a man, so how can I have a son if I don't have a girlfriend? How are children made? When a man and a woman come together. So that's why Allah used the example of a woman, because Allah is referring to himself as a gender. So Abdul doesn't know what he's talking about. He's just making up a lame logic, and he just called his God a he, which means he is using words, like I explained, that were created for things in creation to explain who his God is. You see, Muslims, they wreck their whole entire religion because they make stupid claims like God is outside of time and space. God is not like anything in time and space. So if that's the case, you can't use words that were created for usage only in time and space to apply it to something that has no definition. If you ask Abdul, Muslim cheerleader, what is Allah? He will not have an answer. They say that Allah is not a spirit. He is not like nothing in creation. He is not energy. He is not matter. But all words were created for things within existence. So how are these Muslims? So Muslim cheerleader, explain to us, why are you using words for something that nothing can explain or describe? So when these Muslims speak about Allah, they fall short each and every time because he is outside of everything. So nothing that they say about Allah means anything, because Allah is so majestic, he's outside of everything. That means you can put all of the billion and billions of words together from every language in the world, and you will still not be able to talk about Allah, because he is outside of time and space. And all of the languages in the world, every single word and letter for every language in the world was created for usage only within time and space. So when Muslims try to talk about Allah, they fall short each and every time. Let me give you an example. It would be like trying to explain colors to someone who is blind. So no matter how many words you use, no matter how much you try to describe what red looks like, what orange looks like, what yellow, blue, green, violet, brown, black, white, all of these colors, a person who is colorblind and they have never seen colors before, it's nothing that you can tell them with words that can describe the color that they are looking at, that you are looking at. If you try to describe a color to them, everything you would say to them would fall short. And that's the same box that Muslims are in. They don't know what they worship. They don't know how to describe their God. Their God does not speak to them. They have no direct link with their God. In fact, you can't even call Islam, they can't even say it's spirituality, because see, their God is not a spirit. So if Allah is not a spirit, then how can you call the practice of Islam spirituality, when the purpose of religion is for the practicer of the religion, so his spirit will be able to connect with the spirit of God. So these Muslims, like Muslim Warrior, they don't have no connection with the Creator whatsoever. They like a child, like a child that has no umbilical cord which connects them to their mother. And this is a sad position to be in. Like I tell this Muslim cheerleader, they in this position where they have to say silly things like I just showed you. Like he said, your own God, Yahweh, is referred to a he. Psalm 121:4, then he leaves the verse. Indeed, he who watches over Israel will never slumber nor sleep. You're busted. Like, it's just so stupid. We know saying God is a he, it fits our religion. We don't make stupid claims like God is not a gender. He's outside of everything. He's outside of time and space. We don't do that. We don't put ourselves in those ridiculous boxes. We don't come up with silly hadiths and then have to make arguments for it, even though we know it's stupid. Like for instance, the hadith about if a fly falls into your drink, on one of the wings is the virus, and then on the other wing is the cure for the germ from the fly. So to get rid of the virus that the fly put into your drink, you got to take the fly that just fell in your drink and you got to dunk it in your drink. I mean, and this is why Muslims get so frustrated, because on one hand, they have to deal with the contradictions in the Quran. On the other hand, they got to deal with all of the tons of the silly contradictions in the hadiths. So what happens is they end up getting frustrated and they end up getting racist and calling people the N-word, like Muslim Warrior did. The Muslim cheerleader did. He called me the N-word. And let me show you. So I told him we're gonna get him busted. A video is coming out real soon. He called me the N-word. And I asked him, did Allah inspire you to do that? So he just destroyed all of his credibility. He's showing that Islam is look at this. He said, you have been exposed again, nigga. Look at him. This is a follower of Muhammad. This is racism. He said it again. Look, you're finished, beach, nigga. And it doesn't surprise me because Muhammad was a slave owner. Even to this day, the blacks that live in like Iraq, they still refer to them as Abid. The blacks who live in Yemen, they still treat it the worst. They treat it like scum, and they are Muslims, and other Muslims still treat them like they the worst of humans. I plan on doing a video showing you what the early scholars of Islam had to say about black people. You will be appalled to hear all of the derogatory language that they had towards black people. And for those who don't know, the Muslims were the first ones to engage in the trade and sale of black Africans. So it doesn't surprise me that this Abdul would refer to me as a nigger. And I didn't use any racial terms against him. I didn't call him a wild-looking Arab desert camelback humper. I didn't call him no names like that. But he called me a nigger, and it fits his religion. Because in Islam, you know, Muhammad, anything that's black, Muhammad said is the devil. Like he said, the black dog is the devil. And if Muslim cheerleader want me to talk about that, I'll show you the discussion that we had in the comments section where I got him busted on that. So if he try to go there, if he try to make a rebuttal video, I'll show everybody how silly his argument was. This guy has nothing for me. Rob Christian already busted this racist fool up. That's exactly what he is. He's a racist fool. And, you know, he's just mad because I'm showing all of the fuck ups in the Quran. And he can't deal with that, and he loses his temper. Okay? And the reason why I say fuck ups, the reason why I use that word is because A book that is a curse, it only deserves to be spoken to with curses. Everything in that book is a curse. So that's why I use the word fuck up to describe that book. Even Jesus, he called the children of Satan, he called them generation of vipers. And in those days, that was considered a very, very bad word. To say a generation, the word viper, look it up. So this book, the Quran, it doesn't deserve any respect. This is a book that produces pedophiles, it produces terrorists, it produces illogical people like Muslim cheerleader. This is a book that does not need to be respected. Even their own Caliph Uthman didn't even have respect for the Quran. He burned copies of the Quran. So we don't have no, I'm not one of those soft apologetic people like some people you may see, not knocking anybody's style, but this is my style. Love it or hate it. If you don't like it, you can unsubscribe. I don't care. I'm not doing this to be popular. I'm just doing this to spread the truth and to put the lies to bed. And that's all I have to say. And this is Brother Jacob, and this is the False Prophet channel, where we get Islam exposed and the false prophet of Islam, Muhammad, exposed on a regular basis. Let's look at that funny comment this fool left again. This fool said, your own God, Yahweh, is referred to a he. Duh. Don't, boom, boom. The Donkey of the Day award goes to Muslim cheerleader. You donkey. This guy's a fool. Like, duh. That fits our religion. It don't fit your religion. Duh. Fool, dummy, jackass, yeehaw, donkey. This guy is stupid. But anyway, like, share, and subscribe. Tell me what you think in the comment section. And this is Brother Jacob signing out.